Hello, welcome to Hero Mode Audio Chronicles, episode 28. I'm your host, Curtis, and with me again is Leeland.
Ho ho.
So, here we are, post-Christmas. This is a crazy time of year right now. There's been a lot of shit actually kind of gone down. The first one I gotta bring up is a big one for me. Like, we lost the legend, the man. Lemmy is gone. Ian Kilmister. Fucking Lemmy Kilmister passed away just a few days ago, and it's fucking terrible,
wasn't it?
I thought it was it yesterday or the day before?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Oh, I thought it was actually the day before, and they only come out. But yeah, Lemmy's gone, and it's fucking horrendous. I think everyone feels that like he was a real like good legend. He was one of the great ones. He was kind of one of the like more honest, like upfront. What he gave you was real. You know what he put up on Front Street was what was on the rest of the street. He was no bullshit guy, and that's what I fucking loved about him. I think that's what everyone loved about him. He said himself in interviews where he doesn't even think it's the music that people like, he thinks it's the attitude. And he says that a lot about...
give a fuck attitude.
Yeah, because he really didn't. And when they talk about, like, what it was to be a frontman, he said, like, you know, you gotta feel it. You can't just be going through the motions, he said, because these audiences are not stupid. They can see right through it. If they know if you're legit, they know if you're not. And that's why Lemmy was so loved, is because he was as legit as it fucking comes. Like, he was a no bullshit, everything on the line. And he lived like he fucking wanted, and now it's done. Like, he was playing not long ago. He was in Paris during the attacks, fucking playing, right?
What I seen it online. I never even got the whole story. Was it aggressive cancer or something like that?
Yeah, well, I don't know what it exactly like ended it, but apparently he found out like Boxing Day that he had some fucking terribly aggressive cancer. That's what I heard from Johnny anyway. But so that's fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
Kilmister's gone, but not forgotten. I think like he's like. What's so great and influential about him too is if you actually pay attention to career, like they were just a hard working band. They just did what they had to do day in, day out, and never thought much more of it than like we're just gonna roll like we do. And there's some pretty cool interviews where it's an 80s interview, and there's like some fucking douchebag interviewer, I don't know who the fuck it is, but like he's got like the blazer with the short sleeves and the fucking flock of seagulls swoop haircut and everything. And he's asking fucking Lemmy, he's like, why don't you guys change your music? He's like, how come you guys aren't updating to like the current trends like other people? And he's just like, you know, we're not about changing to what's currently popular. He's like, we play what we play, and if you like it, you like it. Right? And it's just like, all the bands that have stuck around, they just played what they play. Like, they've never tried to follow a trend or be anything other than
they are.
Yeah, what they are, and that's the truth of it. And I think that's why all these great bands, especially and metal, I found is the most like rife with it. Metal and rock in general has, I think, the most artists that just stay on point and have that power to last. Now, I mean, maybe there are other fucking musical genres that have that, but I don't know them. But maybe I'm biased. Like, you know, can you mention
you are biased, but I'd probably still have to agree with you.
Like, yeah, but like, there's got to be a few. Like, there's contemporary adult music. Like, there's fucking like Celine Dion. When did she start? I don't know. She got to be fucking ancient. Or like, you know, like Madonna's been around for ages. Or like, aren't the Bee Gees still on the go? Like,
fuck, I don't know.
But, you know what I mean? There you go. You don't know. They're not as big as fucking Black Sabbath. Like, Black Sabbath is going on the end tour this fucking year. This is ending the career. They just came back, blew away everybody with the 13 album, came to the top of the charts in, like, something like 20-odd countries or number one. Like, blowing stuff out of the water, and it's like most people don't talk about it because it's not, like, really... It was not something big in the media, we'll say, but it did, in fact, like, explode like hardcore.
For the fans and stuff.
And it's kind of almost sad now because I read a report where Ozzy doesn't even want to do another album. He says he wants to go out on a high note. He said he wants to go out with 13 being this, you know, this fucking slaying of, you know, this epic end. So now they're saying that, you know, the end is really the end. They're not even going to do... There was talks that there was supposed to be another album out by now, right?
Okay.
before this final end tour, and I was hoping that I would by now be listening to the album and getting ready to go to the concert next month. But yeah, no go. Even though Tony Iommi has also apparently said he's busting at the seams with songs, dying to do more stuff. He says he's good to do whenever, just depends on the other guys.
Wow.
And that's
tons of material just ready to pour.
Yeah, and Iommi is another, he's on the verge of being lost too, and he's like Lemmy. He's someone who's just, true to what they are. He's the only member of Black Sabbath to be persistent from start to end, just like Lemmy. And he's fucking got cancer, or he's undergoing cancer treatment. I don't know if he's in a full recovery yet or not, but I mean, he was going through cancer treatments when I seen him in concert. I'm after seeing him twice. Mm-hmm. And I've only seen Iommi with cancer in person. Right? Even though I've seen him twice, I'm going to get ready to see him the third time. Because these guys are hard as fuck. They'll go till they're dead.
Hard as fuck.
Right? And that's the way they want to go out. That's the way I want to go out. I always said, I'll die with a pencil in my hand. Because you just do what you love, and that's it. And that's why, it's sad that Lemmy's gone, but, I mean, he did what he wanted to do. You know? Cheers, Lemmy.
Cheers, Lemmy.
I'm drinking Jack and Coke now in memory. Even though
me and Jack are friends.
Not anymore. We're on the outs.
We didn't get along for a while.
No, I've actually been a pretty big fan of whiskey in the last little while. It's something I never used to drink a lot, but I'm starting to get a taste for it. But it's something only certain whiskeys can I drink without mix. Jack is not one of them. I can't drink Jack without mix.
I'm on whiskeys. I just can't do Jack. Jack is just no.
Yeah.
No.
But I liked it with Coke. I mean, I understand Jack Coke's shit, but I'll tell you what was deadly whiskey was when we went to the wedding in Ireland. On the way back in the airport, I grabbed a bottle. Actually, they had it at the wedding. This was fucking pimp. Before we got into the room where you sit down for the whole wedding ceremony, they had a place out in front of it with just whiskey and different booze for pre-whatever something drinks. So we're just sat out there, me and my two bosses, and we were drinking fucking just Irish whiskey, this Paddy stuff, straight, just neat in glasses, right?
Nice.
And it was the first time I drank whiskey straight and really enjoyed it. I was like, this actually tastes really good. I really like this. But maybe it was the setting didn't hurt, but that was it, Paddy's. So fucking bought a bottle of that back on the way home and fucking tore that in no time. And now I can't get it down here. At least I don't think. So I'm trying to find what's a good whiskey here to just have. But there's been nothing really.
Something to drink neat.
Yeah. That if I had it again, I would.
Paddy. Is it called Paddy's?
Paddy. P-A-D-D-Y, yeah.
Oh.
Y-S.
Wise.
P-A... There you go. P-A-D-D and then the word wise. Paddy Wise. Pad Wise.
Pad Wise.
Yeah. Mm-mm. And, so I guess the other big news that's going on over Christmas, even though I think it's not as important as Lemmy dying. Fucking Star Wars. So you seen Star Wars?
I did.
Alright, so just potential spoiler alert. I don't give a fuck. I haven't seen it yet. I honestly don't really plan on it anytime soon.
I'm not gonna drop any spoilers.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna be loose as fuck because I went in and seen that movie not knowing a goddamn thing. All I knew was that they had the old characters return. I had no idea names, locations, people, nothing.
Yeah,
and it was great. I loved it.
Honestly, I've had it spoiled in a sense, but not really, not in the least, because my understanding of the way it is, it's tempered me in a way that I kind of am happy at least that it's not a fucking travesty like the prequels. So the way I've had it explained to me, and this again, spoilerish, I guess, is that it very much retreads the story formula of Episode 4, of New Hope.
Somewhat.
right? But that's what I've heard. But that doesn't surprise me because that's the trend right now in a lot of stories. Apparently, like what Jurassic, fucking whatever the last one was.
World.
Yeah, what that was to Park. It was like, it is the old thing, but it's new.
It's new, yeah.
Yeah, so I totally understand that, and I think that's smart. I think that's the right way to go, honestly. Like, that's the only way to treat some of these, like, legendary franchises. So I'm not, like, I'm in a good place with it right now. I don't know the story, I don't know any of the details, I don't know resolutions of characters or who the fuck. I still don't know who the Black Stormtrooper is. Like...
Well, that's the thing, like,
you know?
when I went in, like, the only thing I knew, like... was literally from the poster.
Yeah,
so just
that's where I'm at right now.
I mean, there's fucking ships and everything all over the posters. The old characters are there as well. But like the main like standout part, I knew there was a new bad guy, a chick, and a black dude. That was it. That's as much as I knew when I walked into the movie.
That's where I'm at still.
And you know what? I'm happy for it because when I went in and sat down and started watching it, like when certain things started happening, I'm just like, oh, well, okay then. But like I went with my brother, he already seen it before we went and seen it, but he also knew the characters that were in the movie, so like he knew
what was going to happen.
Yeah. So the big bad in the movie, he already knew who that actor was from something else, and he investigated and such and such. Like when I was watching it, I'm like, I have no idea who this is, expecting all kinds of different things to happen. Yeah. And
which is the best way.
I was really pleased with it, I gotta say.
Yeah, like, and that's why I really should fucking get in to see it, like, just to experience, like, a Star Wars movie. Well, I mean, see this thing. My last experience with that kind of setup with Star Wars was the prequels, and that fucking kind of ruined me.
Well,
right?
that's actually one thing I was going to mention. In regards to the first three movies, which, well, not like the chronological three.
We'll say story. Just
like,
we'll always refer to them as episodes. Yeah.
When you watch 4, 5, and 6, like they have a very specific feel to them. Like it's not CG and shit; it's props, it's set up and shit like this. The new ones, they all had a fuckload of CG poured into it. It was all about like a lot of crazy shit and like 15-minute fights and shit like this and whatever. But the new one apparently,
but it was also terrible storytelling, lazy storytelling, like super divisive. Like what I hated about these old episodes is it was just like it was more about those action scenes, right? Which is something that the old ones are really never really about. Like,
it was more story.
Yeah, but like the action that happens is still story driven. Like
yes,
and the best like scene in the whole first first episode 1, 2, 3 that I could even compare for me to being like a little bit on point with like what kind of tone should be happening for a fight would be when Obi-Wan sits in front of the barrier looking at Darth Maul. Like, he's after killing Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon's dead.
Oh, okay.
And he wants to fight, but the blast barrier's up, and they can't fight. So all he does is sit down and meditate and look at each other and wait to fight. And I thought that part was the best part of the whole fight.
You know, the funny thing is, like, that's the worst episode.
Yeah, but it's terrible. Yeah,
I mean, like the Darth Maul fight and stuff was cool, but I mean,
not really.
That was the well. All right, but I mean, that episode was terrible. But like, apparently for the new one,
Darth
as I was saying,
was cool. Was basically what it was.
Yes. But in the new ones, apparently, my brother was telling me that J.J. Abrams, he actually went back and like a lot of the areas that you see are actual sets. It's not some person with a green screen behind them fucking around with different shit. Like, they actually built the sets to give it more of an atmosphere, like a feel to it.
And they had a presence in the area that they're in. Like,
yeah, and like they used...
But because they did it differently too, like the shots got way more flat and like poor composition of just like the same like shot, reverse shot. We're going to walk down a hallway and behind us is a green screen of all crazy beautiful stuff. Like,
no, the new one is a lot better. Like you'll see it.
Yeah, no, I mean, like just from the trailer, like some of the shot choices in that told me like, okay, well they're going with like dynamic shots and like more intense action.
Now, J.J. Abrams did this one. I knew that much like before the movie, but apparently he after he done this one, he stopped. He said he wasn't doing the other two.
Really?
Yeah, he's like,
was he on for him? And like,
no, I'm not sure. I think I don't know.
Maybe he's just
he did this one, but he wasn't going to do the other two. But I read something else. He read the script for 8, and this was like from the perspective of one of his buddies. So he said that when he read the script from 8, he did something he's never seen his buddy do before. He put it down and basically said, "It's so good, I wish I wrote it." So
wow.
it makes 8 seem a lot better.
Well, that's good. That's good.
I'm looking forward to
like
it more.
that's what I think now. It's getting the treatment it deserves. Like I think before, the problem was the problem with episode 1, 2, and 3 is that George Lucas is not the creator. He's just not the creator that he was years ago. Like you're taking a man who was in his prime, fucking hungry, savage, and he was taking people's advice from people around him. Like he had a collaborative team. To cut to, an old rich dude who hasn't been challenged in years and hasn't really had to struggle much for fucking anything and knows like the formulas that he can use to make things work, even though like they might be boring choices, right? He knows what makes a film happen. And that's what I think the problem with whole 1, 2, and 3 was. He had a bunch of yes men around him, and they were just looking at what was happening, being like, well, it's fucking George's call. He's the genius. It's all up to him. He must know something we don't. Like, and he was just, overthinking. Like, it doesn't matter. He's human, right? Like, if you're forced to overwork something, like, being overworked is a big problem with any piece. Like, you can take anything and, like, push it past its greatest point. Like, you can get it, like, this is probably where you could have abandoned it and it could have been okay. But you overworked it and overworked it and overworked it and overthought it, and then you lost what the original inspiration was altogether, and now you're just like Frankenstein in some like thing you don't even know what it is. Like, you know what I mean? And then he's just adhering to like basic rules to make something work, like just functionally, even though it barely does that.
Well, it traded hands, and it definitely worked out for it.
And it should. Like, Star Wars has ascended to this whole other thing where now it should be just something where the greatest skilled hands in storytelling get to touch it and make their dent on it. And J.J. Abrams to jump in like this and do what he did and then pass it off is fucking great start to doing it. Like, now the next person has got the next person's got a bigger challenge. They got a way bigger challenge than J.J. Abrams had. Because he did the fucking safe play of, we're taking the old story structure that worked and did it again. We're updating it, making it beautiful, making it tasteful for modern audiences, but it's the old story, and it's getting you up with a new adventure cast. The next guy is going to be compared to Empire. So, you're fucking
Good luck.
up against some steep fucking critique right from the hop.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, for sure. It's great. I'd love to see someone who does it. But you know what? Like I said, even though I'm not fucking interested in seeing Star Wars just because of my tastes, as much as I am seeing the Hateful Eight.
I haven't seen pretty much anything on Hateful Eight.
That's me too.
I hear the name a lot, but I don't think I've seen a trailer on it.
But here's what I know about it, and this is why I want to see it. I've stayed ignorant to the story. I've just seen, like, there's some good actors in it, so I'm stoked. Samuel L. Jackson's back in it, so fucking down for that. And what's got me hooked, and why I really am dying to see it, is this new aspect ratio that it's being done at. It's being done at an original aspect ratio. I can't remember the exact number, but it's longer, so it's bigger than widescreen. It's wider than widescreen.
Oh.
So all the shot compositions are way different, right? He's got way more room to play with shot and show you what's on screen, and that to me is super fucking cool. Like, that is the coolest thing that I've seen happen in theater in years that's got me interested enough to go see it. I don't care what the story is. I'm confident that I'm going to enjoy the story because it's Quentin fucking Tarantino telling like a pulpish fucking cowboy super whatever story with good actors. So I'm down. Like, it's going to be good. But the real reason is I want to see all those beautiful compositions that he manages to pull off that no other movie is technically able to do. Right? Nothing else has ever been shot like this.
Now I'm interested.
Right? Exactly. And that's why they made the smart move of advertising the fact of it in the trailers. Now, I knew that this was the fact a little while ago, so that's why I've been interested to see it, but yeah, gotta see it. And it doesn't surprise me, man, because like this is the guy who was involved in Grindhouse. But I think Grindhouse was the first like exhibition into like mutating cinema, but it went poorly. He found out that people don't want to sit in a theater for 6 hours. Right?
Really?
Exactly, right? And that's the difference. But this is just different, right? Still the same movie experience, you know, as far as time investment, but this whole new artistic, like, display that he's got. Like, some of the shots I've just seen in the trailer, I was like, yeah, that's cool. You couldn't really do that in you can't do it in standard, and you still, like, squat it. It wouldn't have the same feel if it was in 16:9. Because it's like these long, like look down shots, but it's horizontal, right? So, you know. So stoked to see that. And yeah, Xmas just passed by, so now I'm on vacation. Might be able to actually take some time to go see it. And how was
It's a good opportunity.
how's Santa Claus to you?
Santa Claus was good.
What was your main toy right for the year? What are you enjoying right now?
I'd say the first thing I'll be making use of will be a sander.
Yeah?
A detail sander, yeah.
Nice. That's wicked. What's the first job planned?
I gotta strip down an old toy box.
Nice.
Yeah, refinish it, and we'll sand it down and put a new stain on it and shit.
That sounds wicked.
Yeah.
And you gonna repaint it, like change color?
I'm just gonna put a different stain on it. It's really old, so it's fucking all faded and shit now. So I'm just gonna sand it down, freshen it up.
So you wanted to say
For
why?
baby.
Yeah. I was gonna. Didn't know what you wanted to say, but Big Pop Stone coming in New Year.
March.
So you're getting all the baby gear ready.
Yes. Found out last night what a pack and play was.
Pack and play?
Yeah. It's like a fucking portable fucking playpen, basically. Playpan and fucking...
Oh, really?
Bassinet and a change table and shit.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What is it?
I put it together last night and I'm like, this fucking thing is retarded.
How small does it go? Like, what is it?
It fits into a box, like fucking... Probably, you know...
What?
Like a rectangle.
Like a fucking camping chair.
A little bit bigger.
Fat camping chair.
A fat camping chair, yeah.
With all that.
You just fucking pop it out and it encloses itself, so it's really easy to pack. And you just fucking pull up on all the sides and pop the bottom down and put floor in.
That sounds like the gear. That sounds like the gear.
Well, Zoe was fucking looking up stuff. It's like, oh, what to have for a newborn, shit like this. And like, oh,
portable changing table.
Well, a lot of people were always saying like, oh, can't live without a pack and play. Can't live without a pack and play. Well, she had no idea what a fucking pack and play was. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, Christmas. Oh, look, here's a pack and play. What the fuck is this?
Wow.
Oh, this.
That's the shit. See, that's interesting too. A whole new adventure of like new strategies, new challenge. Like, I mean, gonna be a fucking dad.
Life.
Yeah, and then, you know, the whole thing about raising a kid.
Raising a kid in this day and age.
Right.
Oh, God.
Gonna be a time for sure.
Fuck, no, it's gonna be awesome.
Yep. And I got a 3D pen.
3D paint. That thing's pretty fucking cool.
It's been fun as shit, but like first it was super frustrating. Like,
I could see that. I mean, I was watching you try like fucking heat it up and start using it. Like, I can see how you could fucking.
you really got to be attentive and like methodical with what you're doing, like, because it's super easy to just have a mess and like just garbage, right? Like,
What were you saying? It's really easy to make just a fucking plastic booger.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
That's usually what you're making.
yeah, if you're not moving at the right speeds and like making it adhere to the places that you want at the right speed that you should be moving your hand and stuff, right? Like, then it starts to curl or it starts to like go
Clump
up,
up.
like, or like you meant to make like this shape, but you're just pulling in, so you're just like elongating this shape. So then it's like you almost really need two hands planning to like one to help shape as you're putting it out, and then one, you know.
Can you follow behind it with like a fucking little blade or something like that?
Yeah. Like what I was doing, that's what like for what I'm doing now is what I'm trying to do, like a framework, and then almost draw and wrap around the framework.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So I'll actually have the pen like way out because it takes so long before it starts to dry into the set. So it'll be out and I'll be pulling like that, like pen will be out around it, just pulling, right? But that's what it's been super interesting to explore because to me it's like this whole new artistic medium. Like It's not painting, it's not drawing, it's 3D sculpting, but in a different... well, I guess it really is sculpting. Actually, it's not even a new medium. It's just a new tool for an old medium.
You're almost drawing in air. So
Yeah.
Almost like you're, when you were doing, Morpheus or Oculus?
That's a lot what it was like doing the 3D...
painting.
Yeah, the 3D painting in the Vive with the program is Tilt Brush, which... Man, I can't wait to get a home retail unit for that shit. I'll be in here fucking painting 3D all day. It is so fun, and seriously, you don't even understand what this new. I've been talking to a colleague about this kind of stuff, and one guy, he's convinced that the whole virtual reality thing, this is gonna be another fad like PS Move and the fucking what was the Kinect?
Oh, yeah.
Right, where it was just a little toy that kind of got outgrown and no software developers really.
Isn't Wii kind of moving away from all that now too? Isn't Nintendo kind of ditching all that fucking motion shit?
Yeah, I don't even know what Nintendo's at, man.
Apparently they're coming out with a new console, and I think they're switching to discs.
Man,
or were they going back to cartridge? I can't remember.
I've heard some crazy news as far as new consoles go. Two things that blew me away. A new cartridge-based console.
Oh, I remember. Okay, I heard something about this, but I never heard anything more than that. Just that there was a new console or cartridge-based console coming out.
And the Dreamcast 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah. The Dreamcast 2.
I can't see that being good.
But why not? The Dreamcast 1 was ahead of its time. It came at a poor point in history.
That's true. Dreamcast was fucking
it did
leaps and bounds ahead of shit. It just didn't stick.
People were playing Quake 3 online on Dreamcast ages before they were playing anything on people's console. Yeah. And I think the first major online shooter for another console was SOCOM on PS2. And that was late in the cycle. You had to buy a new adapter for your PlayStation that didn't come stock with it. So, yeah.
Dreamcast 2, wow.
But you know what? That's exciting to me because just like the way we're developing right now, technically, I think I didn't even realize really, but our focus is a new retro style for games, where it's the games that we grew up with, the ones that we loved the most, that kind of game, but now it's got new capabilities, new graphical capabilities, and new depth of play capabilities that we can, a Super Nintendo had no access to another Super Nintendo, you know what I mean?
True.
But now that's a whole different ballgame. And I'd totally be down for actually developing a game for a new cartridge-based system. So I'm super interested in us looking into that stuff later when these new types of systems start to rise up. Because people are really starting to fucking wake up to the fact that, this retro style of gaming is still strong. It's not the whole, I was saying before, the advent of 3D technology in gaming made this crazy jump where we left behind a lot of old game archetypes that were tried, tested, and true, honestly. I don't think a game design really rots or loses it's only certain aspects of it kind of get outdated. An RPG is still legit, but you don't really want to have save points anymore. You don't want to have to walk somewhere to save. You want to have it ready everywhere. You want to just have it pause save.
At the same time, though, I remember that. That's what I'm familiar with, so I don't mind it.
You sure you don't mind it? When's the last time you had to deal with it? Because I went back and tried to play some PS1 games, and save points were annoying. Because every other game now, it's saves recently? After every fight, or you just fucking hit pause and save and quit.
I was playing Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah? And it had save points?
Yep. No autosave.
Well, yeah, that's a PS2 game.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. But it was an HD remix. It was redone for PS3. And they didn't add any save features.
It's still save points.
You got to agree though, that's outdated.
It is, but
there's nothing fun about it. Like, there's not like if we made a game now, would you want save points versus like a better, more sophisticated save system? And not to try and make it sound like stilted. Like, would you actually rather one over the other?
I think I would. Well, depending on what kind of game it is, really, it all depends on what kind of game it is.
All right, let's talk for a minute, like for potential. Let's say
like if it was an RPG with like critical events and shit like that, I probably wouldn't want an autosave.
No,
because depending on
you want to have like I didn't do that fight as well as I wanted.
Or, like, say if something's timed or something like that, and you want to get through
not auto-save, but pause save. Like, any point you can go pause save.
Oh, well...
Right? Like...
I don't mind it, and I do use any emulator games and shit like that, ROMs. I use, like, a save state sometimes.
Yeah.
Just to kind of save it.
But save state's the whole other deal. Save state don't count for anything, because that's, like, an emulator now.
Yes.
That's special. Like,
but it's that you could just stop and save where you are and pick up from where you.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
That's sophisticated. That's more sophisticated than a save point. Like, and that's what my point is like to have a system where you just go save quit versus I got to run back to a save point, hopefully not encounter a random event and die. You know, or just the fact that like I'm trying to save and I got to fight like 3 random events on my way back.
I don't mind it. I use it, but I think it's
outdated.
It makes it easier.
Yeah, but that's what's better. It doesn't impact game play at all. All it is help the user experience. Like it doesn't impact the game in any like strategic means.
You might save on some frustration.
A little bit, but then it's just like to me that's just an evolution in the good way. Like that's games getting better, and that's my point of new retro is like. Old game sensibilities as far as how difficult it is, the game interaction, like the design of.
But speaking of which, in regards to saving for that, Jaro has none.
Has what?
No save.
No, but it does though. Like it's an arcade setup. Like it's basically an arcade machine or an NES game, because it has a straight progression where you have potential to retry from the level that you died in based on a fundamental currency. Now, in Mario, like in Nintendo, for like Super Mario, his fundamental currency would be lives. And he builds up 100 coins to get a new one. Jaro has the one currency of the key power. So he builds up 500 to get a second try. A retry. But he gets way faster than Mario, depending on how good you are. Because if you're really good, you get like double what most people get. And that's what I've managed to get a lot of coins really fast. Because obviously I'm the best player at the game because I made cocksucker. So, and that's, I know how to do it. So, like, if I'm playing for 5 minutes, there's no trouble for me to get to like 3,000 points stocked, right?
So you got like 6 lives, essentially.
Yeah. Or with ours, watch 2 ads, new live. But the design mentality of the challenge and the way it progresses is still based on Nintendo or Super Nintendo, because there's X amount of levels with story points at each certain interval, and they all relate and build up to a linear story point that has a finish. If you reach the end of the game will end. Right? And then you'll go back to title screen, like in Super Nintendo or Nintendo.
Credit roll.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the difference. Whereas, like, most mobile games, which is where we're going to be deployed, don't use that structure. It's like an infinite game where it's about accumulating resources and upgrading aspects. Now, there still are linear games out there. Like, we both were talking about, what was it, fucking Mage Gauntlet. Mage Gauntlet's a great example of kind of more along the lines of what we're doing, but that's a paid game.
True.
Right? Which is what actually I think we're going to do next. To change the structure, to remove ads from the experience. Just going to do straight up paid, because I think like that is actually more true to this old new retro style what we're planning, is just to give them a full on experience like a Nintendo game, like Super Nintendo, more of Super Nintendo than anything really.
Yeah.
And just fucking bam, new Super Nintendo game for whatever, and then you don't have to worry about ads. This is my preferred method for the next one anyway. But we'll try it out. Jaro's was an experiment really in a free game that's not structurally marketed like most free games. There's no there's no need to spend money to do anything. You can't spend money.
You can't spend money.
Yeah, you can't spend money.
That's a better way to put it. You can't spend money on this game.
Yeah, and you can't. So that means you can't like pay money to get farther or get better than anyone else. It's all still. The only way you're fucking getting to the end of this game is if you get really good at it. Like, doesn't matter how fucking much the points you get. If you don't get good at the game, you're not gonna beat it. And that's the way I wanted to design it. That was the point. Because that's what I wanted. Because that's what I was coming back to earlier. Like, that's the kind of game I wanted to play on mobile. I couldn't find it. Like, I couldn't find anything like that on Android that I wanted to play. So that's what gave me the idea to make it.
Truth.
So hopefully some people enjoys it. I know most people don't like it because it's really hard. But I know
I have been frustrated a few times playing it. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a difficult fucking game. I'm not even pretend it's not. But I'm gonna be fronting that aspect too. I'm gonna be like, this game's fucking hard. Even when dudes like ads for it. It's like
fucking hard.
But that's the way I pose to it. It's the way I want the narrative to come. Like, it's the odds are stacked against you. Like, Jaro is in a losing battle. Like, he's in a everything's coming down around him.
You just showed up and everything's already fucked up.
Yeah, like you start at fucked.
Yes, you start at fucked. Yeah.
This is a good way to explain it. So now, how are you going to deal with it? Is basically how the game goes.
That's true, because I mean, like, even as soon as you start the game, I mean, like, if you hold the button too long, if you don't hold it long enough, you're instantly dead.
Yep.
You just die. Like,
yeah. But that's the whole idea. That's the idea of the situation that the character's in. Everyone is dead. His city is burnt. Everyone's lost. Like, game over. So he's just fucking raged out, and he sees the big warship that he knows the guy responsible for all of it is driving it. So his whole point in this game is to get to that ship and kill that guy. He's going to try to with his last fucking breath, right? It doesn't matter because everything's lost.
Jaro.
Yeah, that's where he's just fucking out to kill him. And he knows that's it. It's game over. Even like when he kills him, he's like, what's it, how, might not get out. And that's why it doesn't say game over when you die.
What does it say?
Vengeance denied.
Oh yeah. Jesus. Forgot that. Every time I see he's like,
exactly.
I don't pay attention to the
exactly. And that's why it's built like that, because that's how I like to play these games, like where it's hot, where it's do or die. You want to retry right away. That's why I loved about Super Meat Boy. As soon as I died, bing, back again. Like, play again, let's go.
Yeah, the blood's barely splattered away,
yeah.
And you're already running through the screen again.
Exactly, yeah. You can, like, if they kept it going, you could run past your own splatters. Like,
oh, that'd be awesome. To have it, like, instantly fucking spawn you back as soon as, like, it's like,
yeah. Which is something we have in an ability. Which I gotta change the icon for now that I finally figured out what it should be. The one that makes you go back, it leaves a marker behind you.
Oh, yeah.
And you hit it and go back. It's called flashback, but I just made some weird little icon. And I didn't know what to put there, but now I know what I know to put there. It makes perfect sense. Very simple, very graphic. Bet you can even guess it. Flashback, what did you think? Flashback icon.
A flashback icon?
Yeah. Bet you'll guess it in the first three.
Like a light bulb or something?
Light bulb?
Or like, yeah, or...
Alright, no. Two more.
What?
No, dude, come on. Bet you'll guess it. Flashback.
The flashlight?
No. One more. Flashback.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Lightning bolt. Like a lightning bolt symbol. Like...
Yeah, well, okay, yeah.
It to me then it totally, because like the power is that you instantly get back to that point, right?
Hmm.
So, and there's a flash when it happens, like a white light, right? So then it's like, yeah, why wouldn't it be a lightning bolt? Flashback, like The Flash. What's the Flash's symbol? Fucking lightning bolt.
Could you have it so that as soon as you die, like 2 bolts drop and put you there?
Yep. Yeah, I can do that.
Like it basically, like save it's right here, and as soon as you jump, like you'd see 2 bolts come down, one on you and one on your marker, but you instantly teleport to your marker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
totally.
no delay from it. It's just like.
Yeah, no, I can do that. You won't. Yeah, no, that's easy. Will be done. I will listen to it, make note of it. But yeah, like, so the game, hopefully now, like, we made some progress today on the story bits. And honestly, man, like, once we get these, because there's a couple more, I'm working on the first boss one. Once we get these done, and I get that shit, like, the biggest holdup has been doing this cocksucking ship, which I just
the mothership.
Yeah, which I just put up on Twitter and Facebook for people to check out on the whip. It's only a model yet, it's not actually finished. But I needed that to get through the second world for the background.
Oh, because it's shaped, yeah.
And I needed it to get through most of the cinematics, because it's in all of them. And I needed it for the end, because you're in it at the end. Like, the second level is like... First level is, you in the city.
Traversing
second level
the
is...
rooftops and whatnot and the debris.
Yeah, and then second level is further ruined city, where you getting closer and closer to the ship. And then when you beat the next boss, then you get in the ship, and then when you get through the ship, you get to the War Master, and then game over. And there might be, I heard rumor that there might be some secret levels hidden throughout the game.
No way.
In like very
up,
unlikely.
Down. Up, down.
Yeah, exactly. Hit. Do the Konami code, you get it. But yeah, there just might be some funny levels hidden away in interesting areas. I think it's going to be good too, because some people are never going to fucking get into them. Like, they're going to be in such little weird, stupid spots. Like,
so you're going to have it so, like, if you just happen to fall down a certain pit?
Yeah, maybe it's one of them. But there's going to be a bunch of other ways where it's like, you're going to have to figure out a way to get to it. Like, a really weird way to get to it. Like, it's not going to be something that, like you'd have to have an idea of where it is and plan to try and do it.
So you'd obviously need, like, a specific ability.
You need a specific ability, and you need to know when to use it and where to use it, and then exactly, like, how many times to use it. But it's going to be
there's a couple things I can think for that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like,
there's
for
a bunch.
what abilities you have,
Yeah.
especially like the vertical jump, the dash.
But there's also
the phase thing.
Very strange specific ones that are going to be almost impossible. I'll explain this one to you after
the podcast.
After the podcast. But you can't tell no one. But this one's going to be almost fucking possible to get to. But if someone finds it, they'll actually get something, and they'll be able to say exactly if they found it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, it might be a secret achievement, which will actually definitely give one person the secret achievement for finding it. Because we can set that up on Google. Now, if someone, I'm not going to say, but potentially someone could hack the game and get that achievement just activated, right? But someone will definitely get it because there'll be something in there for them to say, and they'll know from that. Like, they'll be able to see what's in the level, and, well, I guess someone could still hack that too. Someone could fucking gut it and get the level loaded up.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. That's going to happen probably too. But we'll see how it goes. Alright, well, that was Hero Mode episode 28.
Do sight.
Catch you guys later.
Out.
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 Guys